I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 1st, Monday, 2024. Hope you had a good weekend here. So, very odd day in a way. But at the same time, what do we have? We have lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, forget in between, lower high, obviously. Doesn't take that out. See how they're building liquidity? And try to make this video short, but as you see, it's easier for sellers and harder for buyers, right? So in my opinion, they're setting this up for us to take it up, right? But at the same time, we've already had Dow and S&P kind of go up there. So S&P comes and takes, Dow comes up and wipes out that liquidity, shoots all the way down. That's not good for the bull side of things. And then where the hell is this? What do you call it? And then ES shoots up today at open. We all gapped up, right? And then we take out the previous high for the week, and in some cases the month. So in this case, this would be the month. Immediate response back down to wipe out all the buyers, right? So in a simple flow, there were, if you held that trade from Wednesday, the 27th, kudos to you because it gapped up and then it came right above. Okay, but if you tried to hold for this, then obviously that's greed. You don't need to be right. You don't need to wait for this. Even though I get it, I've been trying to get this shit forever. You want to be nimble. So it's a new quarter as well. So they're just bullshitting. But long story short, this became technically like a lower high, and we shot down with this big 4-hour wick, came up and closed, and then boom, shot down one more time again. So let me go on a smaller time frame so this looks a little more legible. So gapped up here. All right, doesn't take out again those highs. Those are what's in key factor here of control of price. But anyways, price shoots down. Price is already down here at 930, right? So here I dropped the ball where I would have liked to have taken a buy here, and I got all the reasons too. When we open up, we were inside the opening week gap. Number one. Number two, we have not sealed the gap, and that's the reason why I didn't take the buy. But this price at 930 does shoot down, and then we're sitting here tagging 50% of the gap, of the opening range gap. And you're also at 50% of the actual week gap as well. I just don't have it highlighted. You could imaginary 50% here, and you were tagging it. So, but the thing is, the reason why I didn't take it is because of this reason of it not being sealed. So, shoots up. Okay, fine. Price shoots up all the way. And then we come up and we take out that intermediate high right here. We do not take out that high. Okay, so as you can see the trend here, lower high, lower high, lower high. All right, and we come up and we take out that high. At this point, I know I'm going to take a sell because of the fact that why? We came up and we squeezed anyone selling. And if you're still there, God bless you, because I'm sure you're not. Obviously, there is people who position trade these positions, right? But price came up and took out that high, and that's the key for this sell. So let me go into the sell real quick. So when we're here, I'm screenshotting it here. And by the way, I got a new way to screenshot, which is awesome, which thanks to the person a long time ago mentioned to me about me. I have a Mac, so I'm using Shift, Command, and then 3, pushing Shift, Command, 3. And what it'll do is it'll screenshot. The only problem with it, it'll screenshot all my screens. So I'll have 4 screenshots for every screenshot, which is not a big deal. But at least I don't have to hit Shift Command 4 and then drag it here and all the way extend it perfectly and all that shit. So that's cool. He mentioned it to me a long time ago, but I tried it, never worked. And then for some reason I tried it this weekend. Anyway, I'm digressing. So point is that we make this high and we make that high, we sweep that, we break here, and we retrace back. So what am I doing? I'm looking for this little high to get created, in general speaking, and then for us to ram it, right? So I have a limit order here, and this is why I get this entry, which is not a bad entry. It's just I should have put it right there at the wick. But as you'll see here, when I'm taking this sell, what's the purpose? Well, here you can see very clearly we've just wiped that out. And I was very strong opinionated that we were not going to take that high out. Even though it looks like it's going to go straight up, right? No. They're bullshitting. It's just the beginning of the week. This is a magnet here. This opening range, I'm sorry, the opening gap, and I dropped the ball when I do take this sell as well, which I'll show you in a second. But anyways, just outlining here. My real goal of selling this was getting to here. To anyone who was a breakout artist right here, anywhere here, this would have been great because you look on the 15-minute, that high right there, when it shot up, right? It's just that same momentum trader, and as you can see the sell now. So I'm in drawdown a little bit. As you can see, I'm already in drawdown when I take the fucking screenshot. But I'm aware that I'm not gonna break this stop loss. This stop loss is very key. And this is why I like doing it this way, so you could see my stop losses in advance. But 18,605 and 3/4. All right, as you see that, I never move it. I never move, because if it's gonna go higher than this, then I'm most likely completely wrong. But I allow it to be 50% of that wick itself, and I want it to be above that sweep because the algorithm will reference that level again. And then we had news at 10 o'clock, so this wasn't that smart of a trade. At the same time, I knew what we were going to do. We were going to come down and wipe out liquidity. So I'm taking the screenshot here, right? And we come down, and if you look on the 15-minute, my goal was to get into this down candle, because I was going to take another buy here. I'm trying to break this resistance of liquidity, right? So-called resistance of liquidity. I'm still aiming for that, but the fucking issue with this scenario is that we have the opening gap still not filled. But sometimes they won't come. The thing is sometimes they won't come and attack it today. It'll happen tomorrow, the next day, the next week even. So, my mind's playing tricks on me and this and that, but I know I got to be nimble. And you see me selling at an overbought, and I'm taking profit at an oversold, just keeping it light and simple. So that was that. Here's where I dropped the ball. Well, I dropped the ball because I take a buy here. Now, here's the thing. I knew by me getting out and then taking this buy, that I would be wrong and it would completely come down and finish the rest of that gap. So as you see, I'm buying here. This next trade is where I bought. So here, and this is where I took out the profit. So here, the logic, it looked pretty clean for it to be a buy, right? So, but we had this drive down. So I'm also looking at it like a couple drives. So even though this is not considered a drive right here, my mind was kind of playing tricks on me. So drive 1, drive 2, drive 3 type of thing, right? And then with this takes out that low. And I'm like, all right, perfect. I do take the buy here. So once we come down, we pop and we take that. I take this trade right here. All right, stop loss is right here. Obviously, I know it's coming out by the time we're this low. But what was my goal? My logic here was to take it above and wipe out this equal highs. Finally. But what did they do? They brought it down. So right when this happens, number one, I realized I fucked up. I should have just held the trade. And number two, I should have just held it to close this gap. Number three, I could have also held it for the previous day low. Because when we gapped up, we came up. We took out Friday's high. We took out Thursday's high. Okay, so and that's the other reason why I'm kind of looking for a sell, only because I know we just took out 2 previous day highs. So when we're down here, I know that I have the option of holding it for the 9:30 open low. I have the range gap that needs to be sealed. I also have the previous day's low, which would be Friday, and I was not looking this far at all. But what could I have done is I could have held that trade, and then once we broke this liquidity, then look for a couple drives. So if I go to a 5-minute, it was much cleaner on a 5-minute. That 1 minute is not going to show you justice for what I was thinking here, but this will make more sense. So once I break this low, then I count the drives. So count 1 drive here. See that? So we come down, 1 drive, second drive, third drive. And it's watch that video that I made on Friday, not last Friday, the Friday before that. So Friday 22nd, when I was teaching this speaker, the control of price in this scenario was this high right here, this candle, this 10:40 a.m. Candle, this pushed up. So when we broke finally here, okay, when we broke here, then it was like, okay, we popped up right into this candle. You can see that, and then you get your drives, and now you're creating a speaker from this level. So, so if I was to, well, you could do it here too, but if I was to do like a imaginary trend line, then not imaginary trend line, imaginary speaker, and this is kind of like what I'm looking at mentally, right? So watch this super game. So this is what I should have did. Waited to take that low and then count 3 drives. And the thing is, my mom was playing tricks on me. It is what it is. So that being the case, so now I'm showing you the entry here. So here's the entry, right, for the buy. And at this point, I understand that we got the 3 drives here. Look at tapping that beautifully right there. And we're not coming down for this at all. I already know that. And where am I taking this buy? My minimum target here for this buy would be this high right here. Why? Why this high right here? I don't draw it out on this screenshot, but why right here? Well, because when we break this low and then it retraces back, everybody sees this as, okay, we're selling. So forget all these people up here right now. And this is questionable, this high. But this high right here is a minimum target. So take a look here. Where do we go? We go right to it, right? So we get the drives here, okay? And as you can see, I'm also anticipating this price action that I'm circling here. Why? Because this is a low, high, and a lower low, and you come back up for support. Now, sometimes I made a video on very similar to this day right here, March 25th, Monday, when we came down and we used that as very similar idea as a low high and a lower low, and we pop up and we kind of use it as support before popping up. And this is as a bad example, just kind of giving you the logic. Actually, it was better on this day, on Tuesday the 26th. So let me move over just so you can see this. You can't see this. You can't see it here. But if I was to scrunch out with a 5-minute, you'll see it pretty good, which is, it's better on a 1-minute actually. But you can see it here. You can see it here. This low, this high, come down, bust above it, and then use it as support. All right. And then there was another example right here. See that? So this is the other example here where we came down, we popped up, we came down, and we pop above it. We come back in and we find some support here, right? And then what does it do? It just constantly buys up, right? And that was that, right? So I'm giving you, and actually that happened here on a 1-minute, and then it was very choppy here. So this is me showing you this is teaching, is the point of, is I'm predicting this to happen here, which is, this is the low, this is a high, it's a low, come above it, and then we hold support. But I don't take these trades. If you watch my videos, I don't like buying right here because of this exact reason why. Because when you get a shift here, come and you can retrace pretty deep, right? And where does it go? Right to that wick, to the head, right? So this is a nice entry, but I'm already in. So I'm just trying to explain to you what I am predicting in advance, right? So what does it do? We get the shift here, but I'm already trying to target this high and be done. Because and as you can see, you have to see this. I got this shown as a question mark because I don't know if this is going to happen today or if we're going to come for it. But when I was saying, why am I buying to take out this target, is because everybody sold from here. Meaning, late breakout artists, what they'll do is they'll wait for a break here, and then the retrace, all right, and then it pushes down 2 drives. So 1, 2, right? So we come back up and we try to balance price by wiping out anybody selling late, right? At the least. So, and that's this story as well. You also have an imbalance right here. Um, and I got it highlighted there. Take a look here. You'll see the beauty of what the fuck we did. Look at that. Look at this. So one of the ideas I had was to hold it all the way till here because I had a very strong opinion about us coming here. Why? Well, I just got done explaining it. So let me go back here. You can see that it's a 15-minute imbalance right there. Even though it's balanced priced range, you can see that there's an imbalance right there and that high as well. Look what we did. I mean, we came right to it, man. I mean, and I'm showing you that in advance. Really the high, because again, when we sell because you get this break, right? And at this point, it's so low that it's not really a buying area. It's 9 out of 10 times going to sink through, right? Sorry. So with this imbalance here in the 1 minute, with that high right there that it produced, that would be a key factor of people selling. So look, what did the algorithm do? Went straight to it. I mean, I'm sorry, not straight to it. Shifted here, came back deep, and then kept buying. On a 1 minute, it would have been this last down candle. See this last down candle? This 12 p.m. So the other factor of this buy is that we're sort of looking for a lunchtime reversal, right, on the head. So time was in the factor as well. And then we tapped that down candle. So then we play around all day, and look how they did this shit. At the end of the day, I knew. Look how they did it. At the end of the day, 354 and 355 candle, 1 minute candle. They push up hard, aggressive, wiping out the sellers here, and finally getting into that level to the tick. I mean, look at that. You see that, right? You can't miss that. Look at that. So, and these bastards did it at the end of the day. So that's why I had that question mark there. And look how they ran to it like that. Fucking amazing. So, I know this video is probably long now, but where do we go from here? We also had dollar finally hit that high. So that was also the reason why we were pushing down, I was mentioning. They grabbed that high. So right to it. See that? So at this point, the market's tricky right now because this has already taken out this high. It's early in the week. It's only Monday. So, and you can see we're reaching an oversold here, even though that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. Just like this was oversold plenty and it kept shooting up for many drives. Probably, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4 drives more. But anyways, does it retrace back down? And then does that push us more? We got non-farm this week, and especially Friday. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I would be nimble. I wouldn't hold for nothing. I don't like where the market's sitting. It's a new quarter. And I don't like the way things are going right this moment. But because dollar, I mean, it really could keep pushing hard. That would push us down for another leg, which would mean, we take out these lows here because, as I said, that's still a lower high. And yes, we are retracing. So the main factor is that you want to be following the trend. It's the main trend, which would be bullish, but we don't know how long this retrace can be, or if anything, does it hold? Because it's acting really suspect. This is still a lower high. So we came down, we popped up. We came down, we popped up. So now do we come up a little bit and then just rush one more time to now get into this level here? Possibly. This is sitting in the middle, and I'm trying to tell you, I don't like it. So we're neutral. We're damn near pretty much neutral here. So and then you also had some giveaways with that sell that I took by us taking out that high. Here's a divergence here. We got lower highs here, on both assets here, and then this buy for us, that the one I took wasn't based off of the divergence. It was, they were both lower lows, so that's good. They were in harmony for taking liquidity. But how I knew the trade, well, I already took the profit here, but if you was to have held for longer, this would have been a good insight that we had higher lows here and a higher low here, and then we had lower lows here with Dow at this point, at this level. So that would help that buy out if you were to be holding. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else I need to mention. And yeah, you know what's up with the tops. I mean, look at that, man. I mean, it's so clean, dude. I mean, there's no way Nas ain't taking that shit out by the time this news is done. Look at that. So I'm just gonna draw that there because that's definitely deserving. Um, and then, does this hold support? So we came down and we're in this last down candle. We're also in 50% of this candle. This 4 hour bullish candle, the wick right there, pretty much tapping that 50%. Nice reaction there. So, I mean, the question is to me, that does this indicate, do we go overbought or oversold, right? We're sitting in the middle. Does it continue to come down or continue to come up? Your guess is as good as mine here. And yeah, man, this is what it is. So, all right, you guys take care and God bless.